Hey, good afternoon, everyone. I wanted to take a little time today and chat with you guys about why it's so important to stay mobile and not allow yourself to fall into a rut of immobility. And a lot of times I see this in my practice with people who maybe have had an injury. An older crowd of people just feel like maybe they can't do as much, so they don't do anything. And some of the effects of immobility are really astounding, and I don't think people quite understand how immobility and not exercising or not just going for a walk occasionally um, affects their body. So, excuse me. So first of all, muscle atrophy is a huge issue with this. So as we start to decrease the amount of mobility that we have as far as exercise or walking around to the mailbox, or so many people sit around on their phones, right, or their iPads, or watching TV and all of those things. And instead of moving, what's happening is the muscles are getting smaller. You're losing muscle mass. In doing that, you can also lose bone density. So for women who are, kind of in this 40 plus age group, that's not a great thing. Our bones can become brittle and we can have some really big issues down the road. Cardiovascularly, so if we're not exercising and moving and staying active and fit, it affects our heart. Our heart is a muscle, just like our biceps are. And if we're not going out and really taking the time to work that heart muscle, then eventually what's going to happen is we're going to start to see um, some increases in things like cholesterol. We're going to have a decrease in heart function. And again, those of us who've hit 40, it seems like the magic year. If we're not mobile, and we're not exercising, and we're not taking care of ourselves at this point in our lives, then eventually what's going to happen is we're going to suffer from some cardiovascular issues. And those are diseases that we just don't want to mess around with. Our lungs, right? Our lungs are muscles also. So if we're not, or they're made up of muscles, so if we're not working them and exercising them by getting our heart rate up and really kind of putting our body into a state of, I don't want to say cardiovascular stress, but where you're feeling kind of like, whoo, that kind of hurts, but yet it's because I'm out of shape. You want to push yourself a little bit further through that to help build strong muscles in your respiratory and cardiovascular system. So those are really important. A lot of people also have issues with digestion as they become immobile, and they don't put two and two together that if you're not moving, guess what? Our colon is made of smooth muscles. So if we're not moving, those muscles are kind of getting weak and sedentary, and they're not pushing waste through and working as well as they should. And if they're not doing that, we have a higher risk of candida yeast growing, our healthy bacteria decreases. Foods like meat can start to decay in our gut instead of our body pushing it through. So if you're having issues with your GI tract, look at your exercise routine. What are you doing? Are you doing enough? Are you doing anything? Those are kind of key important pieces of the puzzle. Okay, so let's say you're somebody who used to work out, that's me, and you'd really love to get back into it, that's me too, but when I come to my office on Thursday, okay, that gets my heart rate up, I took the time to do that. At home, I'm trying to get on my treadmill and walk just a little bit more, not to do a ton because I tend to overdo it, so I have to slowly work my way up. Okay, here's some things I use to support my body and helping me get to the next level of wanting to actually get on the treadmill or go for a walk. Okay, peppermint oil, lemon oil, great tools if you are looking for a boost of energy to help use some motivation to get on the treadmill or out for a walk or on your bike or to the gym or fitness class or bottoms of my feet to before I start, working out because it does boost my energy level. So I love to use those. Tons of water. Okay, we have to replenish what we're putting out. So you're gonna sweat while you work out. Make sure you're drinking plenty of water. Um, okay, we all know when we start a workout that we start to hurt, right? Your muscles hurt because they're not used to the activity. They're not used to working that way, and we're building muscle mass, so it's difficult. Copaiba is a wonderful oil for inflammation and pain. I use it all the time. Like I just straight out of the bottle dump it on. Cool Azul is another one. And there's other products out there, but those are types of things that help to. They're natural. They're supportive to your body. Um, what just happened? Okay, I don't know what just happened. Something just popped up on my screen and everything else was gone. Sorry about that. I like to use CBD cream also for sore muscles. I use this a lot because my neck gets really stiff and sore after I work out. So anyway, those are some things I like to use post workout and pre workout. So sometimes we're just kind of like it's been too long and we're immobile, or if you're older or your parents or grandparents are older and you're like, gosh, I really wish they would do something. Get them in a chair, okay? So get them in a chair, give them some water bottles, okay? It's super simple, right? Like just some active motion, tricep stuff, just active motion. They can tap their feet, and you can't see mine, back and forth, in and out, turn on their favorite music from back in the day, and just have them move their joints, move their muscles. Put your arm out and say, all right, grandma, I want you to touch my hand with your toes every time. Lift them up and do that like 3 repetition or 3 sets of 10 repetitions, right? Get them moving. That is really important. So just a couple of little things. I know I'm trying not to keep y'all super long, but just some little things to help you understand that if you're having issues with your health, if you're having issues with your GI tract, if you are somebody who wants to exercise but you're not, just do it, because more than likely the physical issues you're having are because of your immobility. So I encourage